Good day, YouTubers. We're going to call this a miscellaneous video. I think in a previous, so it's technically not a saw video, but kind of is. I think I showed this to you in the past. This interesting little handle doohickey thing. It's called a hold down clamp. And there's a number of iterations, this being one of the oldest and original. And I was able, as you can see right here, to find that person had one in box, or had the box. It's called the Craftsman miter gauge quick clamp, or you'll see it referred to as a hold down clamp. Only designed to be used with miter gauge catalog 92760. So I'm going to try and use it with this one. I don't know if this is 97260, but I got this miter gauge from the free saw that also had the arbor wrench, and I figured, oh, let me recondition that. So I reconditioned that. It's too bad the saw blade or something damaged this, but again, it came out exceptionally well for the condition it was in. And this came off of this was the, let's see, I had one from 58. I found one from 58. This one's from 62, according to the tag on the back of the saw frame. So I thought I'd search for one of these, and there's a whole bunch of them from Saw Shop, I think. But I was able to find the Craftsman version, and this was pretty beat up. In fact, while I'm talking right now, I will show some pictures of what it looked like. It was trashed. I mean, really, really trashed. And I redid the chrome. Obviously stripped all the rust off, and then re-blued, and then polished and finished the chrome. And now I'm going to attempt to put it together. So instead of boring you with me screwing things together, you know, like this, I will come back in a minute with it all assembled, and then we'll mount it to this. So back in a few minutes when I hopefully put all the parts back together. All right, that wasn't as bad as I thought. A little tricky getting the spring and double washers in so that things work, but the clampy worky. It looks like it got some use based on the wear and tear. All right, so things are together. I'm going to take my donation, actually, and this is from the 1958 saw, at least the miter, and everything hits the effing camera. All right, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. I believe this kind of, I don't even know if this will, maybe this can't work. I don't know. No, it looks like it can. But I might have to, let's see, loosen this. Take a seat and figure out if this will, in fact, fit. Okay, so we have to have this screwing in. Nah, I'm thinking this isn't. Will it work? I don't know. All right, I think we might be doing some off-camera checking here. All right, back later. All right, so in concept, that's what it looks like. So the idea behind the hold-down clamp, the problem, the unforeseen problem is that this particular miter is probably not compatible because it looks like this needs to go here, and there's no way now to lock this. I would have to put a bolt in here to do that by hand, which I may do because the cool factor is there. I mean, I like that, and 90 degrees would be what I'd be pushing. So very interesting. Love the old stuff. Maybe now to search for the correct miter. Good evening, YouTubers. Reloading Bench back with you once again. And due to the success of some RE, some redneck engineering, we are going to call the Craftsman miter gauge quick clamp a win. So, as you can see, I have some leftover pieces. And from a previous video, it says that this can only be used with miter gauge number 9-2760. That's what this particular gauge is. And before I refinished this quick clamp, actually, let me get this one out of the way. This is from a later model where earlier there's a missing piece, and I'm guessing that's the little pointer where they just, you know, in fact there's not even any legit stops for 4590 or any other degree. So this is a version of the miter, cool version, but this is the one that intrigued me because I wanted to build this. So I found, as I said in a previous video, I found this on online, and if I haven't flashed pictures of what it looked like, it was beat up, it was rusty, it was tarnished, it didn't look like it does now. And these are the original pieces that were in the handle, or at least in the bottom of the handle. And this puppy is a bitch because it's not 1/4, it's not 5/16, it's something in between, and it's not metric. And I tried picking up some brass nuts and threading them, softer metal. It just didn't work. So when you remove this particular piece and this custom stem, and the reason for this is not so much this, because this has threads and this is what clamps down. But if you notice, and I remove this, the stop, the 30s, 45 and 90 stop, if you notice, on here is a knob. And I even asked the seller, hey, are any other parts in there, because I did not see this knob. And this knob is what makes all the difference in the world, and what prevented me in my previous video from successfully assembling this. And that's why we have our Craftsman 7/16 crescent wrench. So what I did was played around with this and realized this isn't going to work. So I went and got a donor version, some stainless steel, and this is what I'm going to call my prototype. So I will be getting a thicker, instead of 1/4 inch, I will be getting 5/16. And the reason I'll get 5/16 is so I can put the stop back in. Has to be a thicker body for the stop to work. But again, I was prototyping tonight. So what I did was I took the missing third one of these and I cut it down, and then I also shaved off, actually I shaved off the bottom so it would fit both the top and the sides. Thank goodness for grinders. And again, shaved off threads so that it would thread up in here, or rather seat in here, because there's no threads in this 1/2 inch. There's a hex screw that locks on to this, to the body. Between this tightening into the miter base and this screwing up through here into here and locking on, the missing knob is what I fashioned out of a washer, a lock washer, and a nut. So I've effectively, so I'm assuming the knob did the same thing, kind of like a stop lock. You just twist it, or rather turn it, and quarter turn, and it locks. So my methodology is going to be to use a crescent wrench to open this up if I need to do anything beyond 90. And for all practical purposes, based on my other saw, I usually keep the hold down clamp at 90. It's not quite at 90 right now, again, prototyping, so it's at like 89, 88 degrees. But it works, and it's solid, and it doesn't move, and that is good. These nuts keep falling off, so I don't know if I'm going to even use this. This is like the 3rd time this nut has fallen off. When you get rid of the rust, things fall apart. So this, the cool factor to me is, you know, again, off the charts. Love this stuff. This stuff is, to me, nostalgic and quite cool. So we now have a miter hold down clamp for an old Craftsman miter gauge. We are good. Later.